welcome to the Rainy Mines. My name is Todd, and in today's video, I thought I would give you guys a full tour of our fully decorated Fairy Core forest in the Forest of Valor. This is a project that we spent a lot of time, love, and care on. We spent a lot more time than I thought we would, and I feel like it really helped turn this Fairy Core forest into what it is. I don't think this project would be nearly as good if it wasn't for the help of our lovely supporters here on the channel. They made all the difference. We had some really good ideas when we were in the live streams. Some people really helped out, so I really appreciate you guys. And I just want to showcase the finished project. I know how hard decorating can be, how intimidating it is, so I really hope this will give you guys some inspiration if you're unsure what you're wanting to do with the Forest of Valor or with other areas in your valley. So we're going to be taking a daytime tour through the forest. I'm going to walk through everything and show you guys everything that there is to see and explain like kind of the building process behind some of it. And then at the end of the video, we're going to go ahead and do a nighttime tour as well, just to really show how the fairy forest comes to life at night. I feel like at nighttime is really where this project really shines. So if you guys want to skip right to the nighttime walkthrough, go ahead. It will be time-stamped in the description below. We're gonna go ahead and jump in, so make sure to leave a like on the video if this inspires you. Consider subscribing to the channel to become a miner. We would love to have you here. And let's go ahead and jump into the video, guys. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start our tour coming up by the entrance from the plaza, but we're gonna go ahead and walk up this way, and this is gonna take us to the entrance. And I decided to use the ancient landing path that you get if you have the Eternity Isle DLC. I feel like this path just looks really good. Because you'll still see some of the natural grass poking through. So I feel like this path just works really well in the Forest of Valor for the vibe that we were going for. So if we walk over here to the left, you'll see a little picnic area, and we also have a bird feeder from the star path. Sometimes you'll catch villagers just sitting down over here. I think it's a really cute, nice little area to hang out at. And I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to take you guys on this little nature walk. So if we follow these paper lanterns off the trail, this is going to take us to Rapunzel's tower. And she's got a nice little forest walk, and we all know she was obsessed with the paper lanterns. They ended up leading her back to her parents. So I felt like it was only necessary to have a bunch of paper lanterns guiding this trail that we have, this little nature walk. So if we keep following this is going to take us to a little painting table area. And I like to think that Rapunzel likes to sit down here and do some painting. She's got a nice little view of the plaza from here to get some inspiration. And you'll see I used a lot of the same foliage elements throughout. I really love these log pieces here that we ended up using because you can actually sit down on them, which is something I had no idea about. Someone told me that in stream. So I think that's super cool. I also used a lot of the glowing mushrooms, and I ended up using these butterfly flowers, which I never used in any of my builds before. and I feel like they just look so good over here. So I would have never thought to use these, but now I am obsessed with them. I wish they came in more colors than just purple, but I still love them. They're amazing. So if we walk over here, this is going to take us to the Snuggly Duckling Tavern. You'll see that as we're walking through this side, this is more of a cottagecore side. My original idea for building the Forest of Valor is I wanted to fully make it cottagecore, and somewhere along the way, I decided I wanted to do fairy core as well. So this is our cottagecore side. We got the Snuggly Duckling. I added some mining carts over here. We also got a little well with a bucket. We got some wood, and then I also decided to put Flynn's house in here. Because we have Rapunzel, I felt like it was only right that we put Flynn close by because he is her bae, and his house just matches so well with the Snuggly Duckling Tavern. So I feel like it really fits over here than the house that I used to have over here. So we have that, and then we also have a little trail back here. I started spiraling, and I was really into having like these hidden trails that people can walk off to, so you might not see them right away, but if you get close, you will see the path. These are just kind of like secret paths. So if you take this one, this is gonna take you back behind Flynn's house, and he has a little seating area for him and Rapunzel. They can have like a little date night here. I thought that this would be really cute for them. And then I also have this guitar, which is actually a Tangled item, so I figured Flynn can also serenade to Rapunzel. And then over here, if we keep walking, we also have a little seating area, and I decided to put the telescope, which is the quest item that you get from Wally, I believe. But yeah, we have this little telescope, and actually at nighttime you will see constellations peek out right here between these two rocks where the sky is. So I felt like this was actually a pretty good spot for the telescope. So we're gonna go ahead and walk back this way. And then I have my wishing well over here. This is the new wishing well that was in the premium shop. It looks amazing. It's so good. I can't wait for more well skins to be added in the future, but I feel like for now, this one looks really amazing over here as opposed to the original one. So we have that there. And then I finally got the floral gazebo from Storybook Vale. This is an item that would show up in the Scrooge store if you have the Storybook Vale DLC. And I finally got it. I was so happy, and I feel like it looks really good over here as well. We got some storage chests just for some things that we have in the forest, so I just dropped that off there. And then in this chest, I have my marshmallows from the camping event that we had. And then we also have a little seating area. And I really wanted to make this build completely accessible. It's very functional. I have access to all the mining nodes, all the fishing areas. It's very easy to get around. So I can easily walk around the gazebo to get up here instead of going through this pathway over here. And I really like the butterfly flowers because you can actually walk over them. So love that, it's amazing. And then you'll see I used a lot of these flowers. This was actually an idea that we had from someone in stream. And I feel like it just looks so amazing along this path. And you'll see we pretty much stuck to the same foliage everywhere. I kind of mixed things up to make it look interesting and more appealing, but you'll see that we used a lot of the same foliage, and I feel like it really worked for this area. and I just cannot get over that we can actually sit on these logs. So these logs are everywhere, especially in our cottagecore area, because they look cottagecore, and you might actually catch a villager sitting down. Unfortunately, we don't have any right now. And then I decided to put the flower house over here. I just really felt like it fit with the cottagecore theme, and also it fit with all the flowers that we have on the ground as well. So it seemed only fitting to have the flower cottage here as well. And then we also have another seating area over here with some different benches. Again, to make things look different and more interesting, instead of using the same wooden logs everywhere, I wanted to kind of switch things up and make it look a little bit different here and there. And then you'll see over here we have B's flower stall, and I don't remember who mentioned that if you turn his flower stall around to the back, it looks so good. But that's where I got the idea for that. And so we walk over here. We have a little interesting path with all the flowers. I decided I was trying to practice with pathing a little bit. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I think I like it. It's different. Let me know what you guys think about this path. I might change it later. But we have this path that takes you right over to B's stall. We also have a little sitting area with some flowers and stuff over here as well. And that is about everything for our cottagecore side. So if we walk over here, this is our entrance to the fairy core side. I added these like castle pieces from the new Alice in Wonderland realm. You'll actually get these, which are super cool. I felt like this was a nice little entrance to the fairy core, and I feel like fairy core definitely takes up the majority of the forest, which is exactly what I was going for. So you'll see I used a little bit different foliage. I used these blue flowers because I feel like they are just more interesting, more magical. And then we had to use mushrooms everywhere because this is fairy. So over here I have the Mushroom Manor. We have a little pathway leading up to the Mushroom Manor. And I felt like this was just a really good house to put in for the fairy side. We also had the mushroom table and these seatings, which came in the star path. And then if we follow the path this way, this will lead you down to Dazzle Beach. And you'll see we did use a lot of the same foliage I used on the cottagecore side. I just mixed it up with adding these blue flowers, and you'll also see some different foliage pieces here in a minute that we used. If we continue down the path this way, this is going to take us to a little different foliage section. I really thought that this was cute to kind of mix in, especially because you can see the Frosted Heights. And I don't know why, but pink looks so good in the Frosted Heights. I don't know why, the color looks really well in the Frosted Heights. So I felt like this was a good area to add pink because you can actually see the Frosted Heights over there in the background. And then we also have these glowing mushrooms. You can find these in the Scrooge store. And then if we continue walking this way over to the right, this was a item I found in the Scrooge store. It is the tree portal from the Alice in Wonderland. This is so cool. I really felt like I had to use this in the build. I feel like it looks really good. It's mystical. It's like, you know, the fairies come from here, or like Peter Pan came out of here or something. Or even if you want to take it a step further, if you guys watch Once Upon a Time, Emma, she came from a tree. So I feel like this just really fits the magical vibes, and it really fits with the fairy core element that we were trying to go for. And you'll see we kind of use the same foliage pieces except for these blue swirly things. You get them as tree options if you have Storybook Vale. And then over here to the left, we have the purple cottage. And this is actually something that I added off stream. I did not do this when I was in streaming. This used to be over by the cottagecore area, but I decided to put Flynn there, and I felt like this house actually looks pretty good here. So we're gonna pretend this is like a magic shop or something. Ooh, that's a really good idea. I should turn this into a magic shop. I think that's what I'm gonna do, actually. That sounds like a lot of fun. And we have this little yard, which you can actually get to the back here. Back here, we just have a cooking stove, so you can actually cook some meals here. And we also have a little seating area. Right, and if we walk over here across the bridge, this is going to take us to our more natural, earthy fairy core side. So I ended up changing the pathing over here. I decided to use this leaf strawn path, and I wanted this area to feel more natural. I wanted it to feel like Tinkerbell would reside here. This is where all the fairies come together, they create magic. I really wanted this place to feel magical and natural at the same time. So we have this teapot house. This is from the Star Path. I love this house. It's so tiny, so it really fits over here. And it actually has steam coming out from the top, which I think is so cool. And you'll see I decided to add some teapot elements here. I know they are Alice items, but I feel like they actually fit for like giving off a fairy vibe. We have Beast, a teacup here. And then if we walk over here, we have a little seating area with some more mushroom tables, and you'll see on top of each table, I put a different teapot set. So this one has like the golden teapot. This one has like the transparent teapot on top. I really love these tables from the Star Path. I think they're very nice. And because I wanted this area to feel natural, I decided to add these bicycles here. I just picture the villagers, whenever they want to have a little exercise, they'll just hop on the bikes and just traverse around. They'll explore and just go bike riding all over the forest. And I wish I could do that in real life. That would be so much fun. But that's what I like to think. And then this item is so amazing. This was in the premium shop. This is actually amazing. It is a fairy core item. We have little sparkles that are coming down. It looks just like pixie dust. Such an amazing item. I had to add this for an entryway here. And I also have Tinkerbell's house right here. I was so happy when I got this because you can actually walk under Tinkerbell's house. So I feel like it's just a perfect entrance leading over to the Tinkerbell magical fairy side of things. And then over here, I added a clock tower. I feel like this natural looking clock tower fits really well over here. I added some benches. And I feel like this just really fits in with the natural vibes that we're going for. It's also got some flowers coming up on the side. This is a really good clock tower to use. And then we also got wheelbarrows everywhere. I wanted to put the wheelbarrows. These are from the Star Path. These lamps are actually, they were in the premium shop last week. They had a lot of good items in the premium shop last week. But they have these flowers, and if you turn them on, they actually sparkle like these balloon things. So it's like pixie dust is coming down from them. And then we actually do have a little pathway here. If you follow the flowers, it'll kind of take you back to this other seating area, which we also have a different teapot. This is the one from, I think it'll show up in the Scrooge store now. But this was a reward item that we got for the Disney Parks challenge that they had a long time ago. And this one actually has steam coming out from the top there too, just like the teapot house. And then over here we have the Goofy stall, and this was actually a skin for the stall that they released the same time that they had the well skin come out. They also came out with this one, and I feel like this just fits in really well with the colors, with the magical, natural fairy vibe we are going for here. So I feel like it really works. And then over here we have the Blossom Castle. This is actually in the Moonstone bundle packs. I remember seeing this and telling myself I wasn't gonna purchase this, I wasn't gonna do it, but we did it. I do not regret nothing because this fits so well in here. It looks so magical, so natural. I spent $54, so I knew I had to use this Blossom Castle and I had to give it justice. And I feel like I did a pretty good job at that. So if we walk around, we actually have a little back entrance, a little back way for the Blossom Castle. So if you follow the pathing, it's gonna take you back here to a little magical flower section. And the idea behind this is actually a Wally item. I think you get this from Eve actually. So if you have Eternity Isle, that's how you get Eve. But these flower boxes, the idea behind this was that it's a blossom castle, you know, they're growing flowers. So the idea was that they're actually growing some special flowers back here, some magical flowers back here, some unique flowers. Not everything is as it seems in the fairy forest. That's our little blossom house. And if we go back this way, you'll see we have the fairy blossom house, because this side is all about flowers, all about natural vibes that we got going on. I felt like this had to be in here. I have not decorated the inside of a lot of these house skins that we have, so that's definitely something we're gonna have to do at some point. But I felt like this was a really good centerpiece. It kind of helped round the path without me having to do much, which I actually really loved. Work smarter, not harder, is what they always say. So I really like how it actually rounds the path out, so it creates this circle that you can actually walk around, and it kind of makes the path a little bit more interesting. So I really like that. Little tidbit for you guys if you want to, you know, try to make your path more interesting without doing a lot of work. Definitely use this house because it's going to make your life so much easier. And then this leads us to one of the entrances to the Frosted Heights. And then over here, I have a little camping area. I know this kind of seems out of place, but I really felt like I had to put this here. The original idea that I had for decorating this side specifically was that it was going to be a camping area. And we completely scratched the idea. So just to have a little montage to what I originally had planned, I just created this nice little seating, fishing kind of camping area. We also have the swan boats back here. I decorated with some of the lily pads to kind of make it feel more natural. So I really like how that turned out. And then over here, I decided to create a little entrance for Elsa's cave. So I decided to put these little hedge pieces, and it kind of transitions over to the Frosted Heights that we're eventually going to decorate. I have a plan for that, so I can't wait for you guys to see it. So we have Elsa's cave here, and you'll see we have access to all the mining nodes. We got one here. We also got one over here that we can easily access, and then the other one is right on the other side of this. But I feel like I did a pretty good job blending this whole area out, so it's not in your face. We can let the fairy core breathe on its own, and then kind of create a nice little interesting area over here. So the last area I have to show is the flower garden. This is for the Blossom Castle. So if we just walk over here, this is going to take us to the little flower garden that they have going on. They have their secret magical flowers going on back there that nobody knows about. But up front, they have this natural flower garden that is going on here. And I also decided to put the pillar over here. This is the Frosted Heights pillar, or not the the Forest of Valor pillar. I decided to put that one here. I feel like it just works. We got some flower patches here. We got some planters that you can actually craft these. This bag here was actually in the premium shop a few weeks ago now. But I feel like this item just looks really good next to a garden or next to any kind of garden you're doing. So I'm really happy that I actually found use for this item because I did not know what to do with this item. And then I also tucked away a little crafting table back here so we can actually do some crafting here without me having to pull out a crafting table every time I need one. If I'm here, I can just do some crafting as well. So yeah, that is about it for the build. I hope that you guys like it. Next up, I'm going to show you guys the nighttime tour. I feel like this is when this build really comes to life. I'm not going to do any talking in that. I'm just going to kind of let the build speak for itself. But yeah, let's go ahead and I will show you guys the nighttime walkthrough. Alrighty guys, so that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that nice little nighttime walk that we had. I feel like that's really when this build really stands out and really shines through. So if you guys found any inspiration from this, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel so you do not miss out whenever we do future builds. We would love to have you here, but until next time guys, keep mining for those rare gems. Make sure to treat yourself with kindness, treat others the way that you want to be treated. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!